Talking about this following case really brings back one of the most rewarding experiences of being a doctor. I remember there was this one afternoon, a Caucasian lady in her 30s came in with a ponytail. She was dressed like she was going to go to a tennis match in this sporty outfit, and she asked to sign in to be evaluated. Her concern was that she was having really bad low back pain, and it was getting worse. And she attributed it to straining her back because of her recent exercise routines. So she mentioned that she tried over-the-counter Tylenol and ibuprofen, and that none of them were working for her. She said that she really needed some pain control because this time her back really just didn't feel well at all. So she specifically requested that I prescribe something strong like hydrocodone. At that time, this medication was known by the name as Vicodin. Quite often, in the ER, we would get requests like this for pain control because the patient wasn't able to reach their primary care doctor in time. When there's pain, they couldn't wait for an appointment for next week. They needed to come in right away. So the ER, open 24 hours, they would come in asking for pain medications. However, because these types of patients could come from anywhere, we really needed to check their medical history to see if there's any red flags for any kind of medication misuse, for example. So one of the best databases to look for this kind of information in California is the Online Cures System, spelled CURES. It allows healthcare practitioners like me to look up the prescription fill pattern of any patient that has ever visited a pharmacy in the state. So for this patient, I did exactly that. I did a Cures System search. Especially since I didn't have any record or any information of her in the Kaiser Medical Record System, I really needed to find out, is there any kind of painkiller misuse? Were there any red flags? Well, when I did the search, my jaw literally dropped. Because when I pushed the print button on the computer, the printer kept printing page after page after page of records. So just to clarify, the Cures database only records those medications that are considered to be controlled substances. This means that they are high potential for abuse. So I think for this lady, some 20 odd pages of records printed out to cover a 1 year worth of time. So I took the paperwork, sat down in the back office, and looked through them. It was very obvious that this patient was doctor shopping. This is the term used when someone goes from one healthcare provider to another asking for controlled substances. Now, whether this person is getting the prescriptions due to an addiction versus getting them so they can distribute them illegally, you can't tell that from just reviewing the records. However, the records for this patient clearly show the problem. So what did I do? I took the 20 odd pages or so, stapled them neatly together, grabbed the whole packet, and walked into the exam room. I sat down right next to her and I looked her directly in the eyes. And I said, "Hey, can you take a look at what I have here, this paperwork I have in my hand? I think there is clearly a problem. I really want to offer you some help. I'm not going to give you a prescription for Vicodin though today, but I do want to get you some help because I know you're addicted to painkillers. I'm going to give you this handout with resources on it so you can get started with treatment. You got to turn your life around. There's a reason why I am here, and I'm the one talking to you right now about this. Do you understand? Do you have any questions for me?" She then looked up at me, not angry, not agitated, but she calmly gathered all her stuff, got up, and just exited the room. She didn't say one word to me before leaving. That stack of paper from the Cures report, she just left it sitting on the gurney in the exam room. However, she did take the treatment resources handout. After she left, I kind of thought to myself, well, she didn't say anything to me when I confronted her. I wonder if I did any good. But I did give her the benefit of the doubt that she was a victim of addiction rather than being involved in some kind of illegal distribution of Vicodin. So when I compared her to other drug seekers that I have dealt with before, her record was just astounding. She was by far one of the most severe cases. So, many months and months went by and I never saw this lady again in the ER. I gotta say, about a year and a half later though, one night, a receptionist came up to me during my night shift and said, "Hey, Dr. Lip, I've got someone on the phone who's asking to speak directly to you." She said it's important, so I have to put it on hold for now. Do you want to take it? So I said to myself, who would be calling me through the ER phone line? So I got really curious, went to the receptionist's desk, picked up the phone, and to my great surprise, the lady on the other end of the call, she explained to me that she was the patient that I saw in the previous year, where I recommended to her to get help for the Vicodin addiction. It was that same lady. It's the same lady who I handed 20-some odd pages documenting her back-to-back narcotic prescriptions. You know what she said to me over the phone? She said, "I just want to thank you for not being an asshole to me that day. So I took your advice and I went to get some help. I've been clean for more than 8 months now." After I heard what she said, I wanted to give her a hug over the phone. I told her that I was so proud of her and that she was so brave to take action, to confront where it would take so much courage in order to fight this problem. I wished her the best of luck going forward. Looking back, it's been so many years since this ER visit and this follow-up phone call, but I remember it like it was yesterday. It really left a lasting impression in my mind.